Hi, I thought I'd just do a very quick video for you showing how you can use the 4-minute times tables tests that I came up with a few years back. I'll just share my screen with you and we'll take it from there. So I'm sure you've all seen this slide before in the past, which is supposedly to illustrate the difference between equity and equality. And I quite like the diagram on the right, which is where they've taken the problem away. So whenever I look at any kind of problem, I always try to think, how can I actually remove that problem so that the solution is going to be maybe different, but maybe easier. Okay. Now, of course, we've all seen times tables. These are the times tables that I learned when I was a child, and I had real difficulties with. And I do have to be honest that I didn't really know my times tables properly until I actually started learning how to teach. I'm not proud of that, but I just didn't get on with standing up on the tables, chanting one by one. I just didn't get it. And it didn't work for me. And I know it doesn't work for lots of other people. So what I've come up with is a 4-minute tables test like this. It's all auditory, it's all in the mind. So you don't look at the sums because in my opinion, if we go back to that previous slide, the list of multiples gets in the way. The thinking of where does this sum appear inside my list of tables, 5 times 3, they're thinking about the position of it. They're thinking about the list of multiples. These all take away from the learning of the facts. So what I did is I got rid of all of that, and this is the times tables test. They choose which times table they're going to do, and then they write underneath each of the numbers here, they write out the result of doing the multiplication. Okay, so here's an example filled in. This is the 3 times table, and again they choose. So if you've got somebody flying ahead, they could do the 25 times table or the 20 times table. You know, you can choose. So here 7 times 3 is 21, 1 times 3 is 3, 6 times 3 is 18, and so on. Now some children fill in the ones first, some children fill in consecutively. I happen to think that filling it in consecutively does work quicker. Okay. Now the marking, I used to mark these myself. Children can mark them. It's up to you how you do that. But the marks then get put onto a big mark sheet like this that you can keep. I used to keep it on the front of my register and just fill it in like this. So if they got it right in 4 minutes, they got a slash like that. If they got it right in 2 minutes, they'd get the cross. Okay, and that way you're able to keep track quite quickly of how the pupils progress. If you're going to give these for home learning, so students can do this at home on their own, you can just give them this section, which is basically their single line of the monitoring sheet, and they can keep track of this just by putting the slash in or the cross. So if they know the 9s in 4 minutes, put the slash in. If they know it in 2 minutes, it goes into a cross. Okay. Now there's also extensions. So as well as having just the normal table facts, once they've remembered that, they can also link it to what happens if it's 10 times less or 10 times more, because they should be able to work out that if it's, I know the 2 times table, 7 times 2 is 14, but 0.7 times 2 is 1.4, and 70 times 2 is 140. Okay, so that's a little extension for them. And then there's also multiplication and division tests. These ones they don't choose, they just go up to 12 because we have to have the filling in the gaps correctly for that particular times table. Okay, now these are all free of charge. You can download them from Teachers Pay Teachers. The link is on my website here. And they're on Teachers Pay Teachers because I had them for a long time on another website and they got ripped off. So I took them off there. You can also download a complete single pack for a small cost. So you can download them all individually free of charge, use which ones you want. If you do want to download the whole lot, you can do free of charge. Feel free to share them on your website. I would say please don't alter them in any way, just leave them as they are. And that just keeps it a little bit more of the integrity of how I wanted them to be used. And please do comment away. So on Teachers Pay Teachers, other websites, you can comment. I've got good comments on there, so it'd be great to have your comments as well. And if you think they can be improved, or if you don't like them, put the comments as well. I don't edit those at all. Thanks for taking your time and listening, and I hope it all works well for you.